Hey guys, Niklas here from Your Audio Solutions. Hope you're doing well. Awesome to have you here this week. Today I want to talk to you about the best way to build relationships with bands and artists. But before we get into today's topic, I want to tell you about a free guide you can download right away. It's called 3 Tested Ways to Increase Your Client Base, and there's a link to that in the description below. It's for people who want to increase their client base, either online, how to contact bands and artists online, how to build profitable relationships. If you want to get your foot in the door of a recording studio, that's also a tip for you in there. It's free. Just click the link, enter your email address, and I'll send it to you right away. But yeah, let's talk about today's topic. So, what is the best way to build relationships with bands and artists? Well, the best way to start any conversation is to talk about the person you are talking to, basically. For example, in our case, if we're seeing a band live or an artist playing live, the best way to start a conversation with them is to talk about their music. If there was a song that was awesome, if their performance was kick-ass, that's a perfect icebreaker when you walk up to a band member to talk to them about their performance. If you're talking to the guitarist, the obvious way is to talk about their guitar, their amp, their pedal board. Guitarists love their gear, so that's a perfect icebreaker. If you're talking to the drummer, talk about his awesome groove, for example. Obviously, be genuine and respect their music. But that's a perfect way to start a conversation. Obviously, when they ask about what you do, introduce yourself and sell yourself the best way possible. But don't go overboard and talk about yourself for 5-10 minutes. Keep it brief, but still sell yourself. When you end the conversation with the band, ask for the email address, and then you can follow up a few days later. You can say, hey guys, awesome to meet you the other day at the gig. We met briefly afterwards. Just wondering when your next gig is. It might be posted on their social media, but to keep the conversation going, something wrong with that. And I'm sure they will let you know and go to that gig. Build a relationship. This is what I've done in the past a lot. Continuously went to gigs. Continuously built that relationship, and now some of those relationships are awesome, and we work together for a long time. But yeah, that's a perfect way to build a relationship. Talk about them, keep going to gigs, for example, build that relationships, and when the time comes, ask them, hey guys, are you working on anything new? It would be awesome to work together. And then it doesn't become salesy. It doesn't become, hey, I'm only here to work with you, even though that's the reason you're there, but make it a part of the conversation. Make it natural, pitch your service maybe after having seen the band a few times. Say, hey guys, are you working on anything new? I'd love to work with you. Come check out my studio. That's a much better way to go about it. Takes longer, but it's a more natural way of doing it. So that's one way of building relationship with bands and artists. The same thing can be done online nowadays. You can start out an email conversation applying the same method. Talk about their music, talk about why a song kicked ass, if a guitar riff was awesome. And it's the same principle. Talk about them and ask, are they working on anything new? If they are, ask about that project. Ask how they're recording it. Are they doing it themselves, professional studio? Same thing, ask about them and talk about them. The good thing with email is you can also introduce who you are in the first email. You can do a small paragraph about what you do, who you have worked with. So slightly different than what you would do if you meet a person in person, essentially. But the same principle, make it a conversation, send a few emails back and forth. Again, talk about them, their music, and then a natural way is to ask, are you guys working on anything new? I'd love to work with you, for example, and tell them I'm a mixing or mastering engineer. And that's a, again, natural way of pitching yourself, but doing it in a normal, conversation style rather than just doing it right away, saying, hey guys, love your music, I'd love to work with you, here's my service. Again, this is a more natural way of doing it. Another way of building a stronger relationship online is to ask them to have a Skype call with you or a phone call. That's going to elevate the email conversation to the next level and you'll actually build a real relationship. This is super important. And again, it allows you to meet sort of face to face and build a strong relationship and become friends. That's how you can take the email relationship to the next level. Also, I want to tell you, this is all about playing the long game, because you might, for example, reach out to a band online and they are far away from making any new music. Maybe they're just come off a tour, maybe they just finished an album and they don't need your service, for the foreseeable future. That's why you got to be patient and play the long game. And the good thing about online or having a conversation through email is that you can send them valuable content throughout the year and still be on top of their mind. So when they're ready to record or mix and master, you are going to be the person that will pop up in their heads, basically. And that can be done easily if you know they're on a if you know they're writing music. You can send them valuable content on how to write better music, for example, or how to get unstuck from writing. If they are looking to tour, you can help them with valuable content on how to make the best tour happen, how to book gigs. This is me thinking out loud here, but I hope you get the idea. If you know where they are in the cycle of making music, you can send them valuable content relating to that cycle. And that's a great way of staying on top of mind. So when they're ready to use your service, you'll be there on top of their mind, and they will hopefully reach out to you. I hope some of these tips can be helpful. I know it can be terrifying walking up to a band, introducing yourself, but knowing what to say beforehand, like talking about them and their music, can hopefully help you go up to a person and talk to them. But if you have any other questions about building relationships and the best way of going about it, how to write the email, there's actually information about that in the guide below. But yeah, ask me any questions in the comments, send me an email. I hope to see you guys next week, and take care.